Hello everybody, congratulations for getting a call from IIM Lucknow. This is Shilpa Agarwal. I am a first year PGP student at IIM Lucknow. I am an economics graduate from Calcutta and I am a chartered accountant also. I am a fresher, but due to 3.5 years of articleship for my CA curriculum, I have an exposure to the workings of the financial sector. Here at IIM Lucknow, I am part of two clubs, namely Team Disha, which prepares the batch for placements, and secondly it is Credence Capital, which is a student-run mutual fund. We collect capital from our batchmates and we invest this capital in the equities and derivatives market of the Indian stock exchanges. For summers, I have been placed with HSBC with the commercial banking profile. Now coming to the preparation for my GDPI process of IIM Lucknow, I divided it into three parts. First of all, due to my conversations with the mentors at IIM Lucknow, I came to know that a majority of the part has to be devoted to learning about more myself. Since after clearing CAT, you have already proven that you are intelligent enough, so the focus now should shift to clearing your goals for your life. So I concentrated a lot on the section called HR answers. Like tell me about yourself, my strengths and weaknesses, my plan for my future, the reason why I am doing MBA. So I prepared structured answers on these questions and I shared them with my mentors at IIM Lucknow and made a proper structured answer to these questions. Secondly, I concentrated on current affairs. So especially the happenings in the business world. Being a chartered accountant and an economics graduate, I am expected to know a lot about the business world, the financial happenings, current affairs, both from the financial side as well as the political side. So I prepared my answers regarding these. I am a regular reader of the newspaper. So all these added a lot and helped a lot in my preparations. Thirdly, I concentrated on the technical parts of it. Since being a chartered accountant, so the technical expertise would be expected to be checked. So I covered accountancy, taxation, financial management, strategic management, especially the subjects which are more inclined towards management, irrespective of whether it was in the inter level or in the final levels of CA. I prepared all of them. Since I was naturally passionate for management, so I concentrated on the management oriented subjects taught in CA and economics honors. Coming to the GDPI process, first part was the written ability test, for which the topic was rest leads to rust. We were given 10 minutes to write our thoughts about the topic. I approximately mentioned 7-8 points. I made sure that I covered a structured process during my essay writing. I started with the meaning of the term which was given. Then I immediately connected it to the current affairs, especially the political scenario which was there in India during that time. Especially since we were talking a lot about political inactiveness, policy paralysis. So I connected this topic directly to the policy paralysis in the government at that time, which is still there. So this gave me an edge over probably the other answers, because I covered current affairs, the meaning, literal meaning of the topic, and towards the end of it, I also brought in a personal aspect by saying that by continual change, from CA to MBA, how I am making sure that I do not reach to the state of rust in my life. So I covered all these aspects, so I think that's why I got an edge over all the other answers probably. Next, since right after the written ability test, we had the discussion. We were about 10 people in our group, and it was a very well-rounded discussion and a very peaceful discussion. You need to note one point, that teamwork is very important. So any group which will lead to a fish market where everybody is shouting and nobody is listening to the other person, then generally the entire panel is dissolved and nobody would get selected. So fortunately, I had very good group mates and people were from different backgrounds. So people from engineering background, from biotechnology background, they brought different aspects to the discussion, me being from the finance background and being passionate about politics as well. So I brought in these aspects to the discussion. So it was a very well-rounded discussion from our side. Next we had interviews right after the GD. One by one everybody was called. I was the third person to go in. So in the interview, as expected, the first question was, tell me about yourself. Now this is like a bingo, it's a bonus question. If you get this question, you can really take advantage of this and lead the interview to your areas of strengths. So that's what I did. Since I had prepared well, structured well for these questions, I had already rehearsed these questions with my mentors. So I led the discussion towards my strong points. So they already knew from my CV that I am a chartered accountant and an economics graduate. But I had a lot more things. I was more concentrated in extracurricular activities, being a national service scheme volunteer in college, then an active worker in the community. I brought out these aspects and led my discussion towards these areas of extracurricular activities, and we had a well-rounded discussion on this side. Next, they, as expected again, they asked me why, after being a chartered accountant, why do you want to do an MBA? So for that also, I was very clear about my goals in life. So I brought those out very clearly. Like, I don't want to concentrate only on the finance part of a business. I need to have a whole round knowledge of the business world, which consists of marketing, operations. So I told them that these are my areas of interest. I want to do this in life ahead, going forward. So I brought out these answers, which gave them that I have a clear direction of life in thought about. Next, the interview went in the technical direction. I was, being an economics graduate, I was asked a lot about statistics and mathematical questions, and they went into hardcore correlation, regression techniques, justify your answer. I had to even write down the answers. So the point is that you need to be very clear about your techniques as well, but at the same time, if you do not know, if you are not comfortable with any part, then be honest and tell them that you are not very sure about this part. So that's what I did. I did not know all my answers. Some of the answers which I did not know, I clearly told them that I am not very sure about these parts. Next, they were also going through my mark sheets. So they saw these subjects in my CA inter-level, strategic management. So they picked up that subject and asked me what did I learn in that subject. And being my area of interest, it was again a bonus for me. And they asked specifically techniques like Michael Porter's model, then TQM, Total Quality Management, Six Sigma. So although these were a very small portion of the CA syllabus, but yet since it was management oriented, so I focused on these aspects as well. And fortunately, these were asked in the interview, I could easily tell them the answers. So I proved that I was strong from the technical side as well. So this was my entire interview. Additionally to the interview, you need not concentrate too much on the taxation part and those hardcore technicals of CA, because you're not expected to know in details about that during that interview. Because after all, people would be testing your basics. Like for chartered accountancy, I think the most important subjects would be accounts and, as mentioned, management oriented subjects. Now after coming to IIM Lucknow, being a chartered accountant, life would be a lot more easier for you, and you will also have the opportunity to make life easier for your batchmates. Because I'm telling you here, the competitive advantage which you will have would be tremendous. So after coming to IIM Lucknow, like in each term, up till now we are in the third term, and each term has one principal finance subject, which would be based on your concepts in accounts, management accounting, then financial management. So here you will have a lot of people from the engineering background who know nothing about debit, credit and all coming to you. So a lot happened after coming. We were allocated as mentors to our batchmates. So after coming over here from the academic side, things would be a little easier for you because you already have an edge in the finance part, and you can also use this to make it easier for all your batchmates who are doing all these things for the first time. So be prepared to be in great demand after coming over here.